From the unlikely spot of Middletown, Ohio, Hightowers Petroleum has grown from a two-person company in 1981 to becoming the largest minority-owned wholesale distributor of petroleum with sales revenues of $435 million in 2018. The success of Steve Hightower and Hightowers Petroleum is really a generational American success story. Yes, Steve Hightower was a janitor, but most importantly, it was his parents' cleaning business. Steve's father started his cleaning company in 1957.
I started going around looking for cleaning jobs, and then I kept doing it, so I started Hightower Janitor Service, was my company. And then Steve and all my kids worked in the company, and it just kept booming and moving up.
Well, I worked too, as well as he did. But I didn't go really to work until about 62 outside the home. And I did all the paperwork. And for some reason, we didn't go to jail for tax fraud or anything like that. But it got to a point where we did have to get a CPA to do the big work. And I kept all the records, wrote the checks, and that kind of stuff, as well as worked and took care of kids.
We talk about legacy and we talk about family businesses. I want to talk to you about what I think is required in order to have a successful family business, which turns into a legacy. And when you have that opportunity when you're 5 and 6 and 7 years old, seeing your family going to offices and cleaning, because we were in the cleaning business. Hightowers Janitorial Service was my father's legacy business. And that's what we grew up doing as kids.
Watching his father work around the clock is where a young Hightower witnessed that hard work is the route to the top.
I remember my father going into a home and seeing a white couch and he leaving me and saying, I want that perfect. Do the shampoo, then rub it with a towel, do it again and rub it with a towel until that towel became totally dark and that couch became totally white. Understanding when you're learning at a very early age what excellence is. And he said, I want it perfect. And you're trying to achieve perfection at a very early age. Those are lessons that's baked into your mind.
I processed my first fuel order when I was 9 years old. My grandfather would pick us up bright and early, about 8 a.m. Every morning when I wake up to this day, and it's summer, it just reminds me of those times that we spent in the office.
When you used to pull into now Hightowers Commerce Center, there was no sign. There were just 5 or 6 old mailboxes at the end of the street, and all of this was just flat land. And we would just take that long drive. It seemed, when you were younger, it seemed like it was a really long drive. We would go in there, it would just be long hallway and a couple cubicles over there. We would just pull our seats out and 5 or 6 of us would have our staff meeting. Remember just walking down that long road to go to McDonald's to get a snack. We had an attic up top that, you know, during our summers we would have to go clean up.
Seeing Hightowers go from such humble beginnings, janitorial service in the beginning that my grandfather owned and operated, all the way to what we are today, has been an immense joy and something that I'm very proud of, and I'm very proud of the legacy of. And actually to be a part of growing that legacy, to manage infrastructure, to see our revenue grow from 10 million to 20 million to, at one year, $400+ million under the infrastructure that I helped provide has definitely been awe-inspiring for myself.
And understanding what's possible is what you've got to drive back into your family. Those types of disciplines and those types of possibilities and those ideas of what you can be, not what someone see you as, but eventually if you continue to time and time again to be who you want to be, eventually people will see you as you are, and that's who you become. And that's where we as African American community, the brown and black community around the world, has to continue to strive to be excellent, because you can't just be good, because good is not good enough.
My grandfather, Udell Hightower, came to Middletown in about 1956. He was on a train on his way to Detroit to work at Chrysler in the steel plant. He got off, had some friends, got a job at Armco Steel. Armco Steel is the largest employer in Middletown to this day, and was back then. And he said, I love this town, I love Middletown. And my father and him made a commitment to stay in Middletown and build Middletown, to give back for everything that they gave us, that everybody has given us.
You know, I think being an entrepreneur is one thing, but it comes with so many other things that we must do. And that's really not forgetting where we come from, where we started, and being that pathway for the next young leaders who see you in a certain light.
So we're involved, you know, with youth sports and in the community centers and youth in government, all kinds of programs just designed to help and give back, so other people have the opportunity here in Middletown to build upon the success that we have had.
Where will we be? What will we do?
And those are the kind of things that you got to be able to teach your children. They don't have it half as hard as my father had it, because I didn't have it as hard as he had it coming out of Mississippi. They don't have it as hard as I had it coming from being a janitorial business into a business like energy, that as we stand today, being one of the only nationwide African-American businesses in the wholesale distribution of gasoline and diesel in the country.
Hightowers clients include FedEx, General Motors, Nissan, Duke Energy, AK Steel, Honda, AT&T, and the Kroger Company. Hightower took another lesson from his father. Include family in the business. Steve's children and other relatives work for Hightower's multiple companies.
Seeing my little brother run the fuel side, it's just awesome. You know, growing up, you know, we used to bang on each other and wrestle and fight. But, you know, just seeing him and the accomplishments that he's doing, the things that he's doing on an international scale, on a community scale, and the Hightowers Petroleum, it's just been a pleasure to just watch him grow into that role.
Today I manage over 40 individuals, 40 associates here at Hightowers Petroleum Company, where we deliver a load of fuel every 7 minutes somewhere across the country. And that takes a lot of attention to detail, a lot of preparation, a lot of effort to make sure that our customers are satisfied.
We manage a number of customers' issues across the country, and we always do it with respect and in a timely manner.
I'm used to seeing my moms and my uncles and my granddad, you know, put their fullest to everything that they begin, whether it's a project. So my position is pretty broad. I work on all the projects that come through with everybody in the office, whether that's working on supply lists, carrier lists, pretty much anything that comes my way.
One of the company that we want to highlight today is Next Generation Fuels. Bernita had been in the business for about 4 or 5 years, but was ready to step up and become her own entrepreneur.
You know, Next Generation Fuel is a 100% woman-owned company. I got into this business about 10 years ago, and I was so fascinated at the fact that you did not see a lot of women, and you definitely didn't see black women. So I made it one of my priorities to learn every single facet of the business. And I have grown the company from a second-tier supplier to a first-tier supplier. I just like to think that Next Generation Fuel is an opportunity not just for women, but also for the next generation of the fuels that we also bring into the marketplace.
So now, what is the future of Hightower and the Hightower family? Right now, we're actually looking at a global opportunity to be able to sell and trade crude oil, LNG, bulk fuel across the whole spectrum of the entire world. We have a product that actually takes flared gas from the oil fields, takes that gas and converts it into a renewable diesel, jet fuel, as well as clear water. These are things that we also are doing to reduce carbon emissions into our future and for our future generations. We're also looking at the opportunities in EV and EV solutions.
Hightower EV Solutions is a turnkey solutions. It's been in development for over 2 years' time to date. We complete a make-ready evaluation of your facility. That encompasses in terms of doing a complete assessment of your grid, understanding in terms of the electrical load demand that's coming in your facility, and also making a build-ready solution. Level 1, 2, or DC fast charging for your facility. We at Hightower EV wants to ensure that we have the right systems in play with the right digitized platform to ensure that we have efficiency and also optimization, that you have a robust charging network system for your company. Another great service that we offer here at Hightowers brand of company is our Hightowers Petroleum MasterCard Fleet Card. Today we have deployed over 200,000 Hightower MasterCard Fleet Card in the industry. The Hightower MasterCard Fleet Card is a part of the National Fuel Discount Network. We have over 18,000 strategic partners, and also we have gas savings that consist of anywhere from 3 cents to 8 cents, and also on our diesel savings we have up to 70 cents off per gallon. The future is bright for the Hightower brand of companies. That's going to lead us to the future and well beyond.
So the great thing about our family is to continue building upon generations. We have a family business, but ultimately we are a very close, tight-knit family. And I'm proud to be Stephen Hightower II. And I've passed that on to my son, Stephen L. Hightower III. And it's the biggest joy in my life is being a father and watching him and seeing him grow.
Excellent to see that we've got more Hightowers coming into the world so that we can continue this legacy, continue to grow this legacy. We're currently at a 4th generation of work in the office, and we have the 5th generation on the way.
I feel like it's my job and my legacy to keep it going, whether like through me and my son. So hopefully when my Uncle Steven or whoever is to take over, you know, maybe it'll be my chance, and then maybe one day it'll be my son or my sister's son's chance to take over.
I come full circle, you know, the things that we used to do. I see my nephew Jaron coming and doing little projects in the summer when he's home from school, as he goes on to school and doing the architectural that he's getting into and the HVAC classes that he's getting into. To see that come around, and then you see the baby babies coming around as the 4th generation, 5th generation, and so, you know, it's pretty cool to see that all come full circle.
Here you will see the next generation, the great-great-grandchildren, and Udell Hightower.
You ain't got nothing to do today?
We thank you for the opportunity to bring forth family business of Hightowers Petroleum Company, Hightower EV Solutions, Highmark Construction Group, HP Energy, and other companies that we have. If you understand to build your foundation off the Word of God, then your family, business, your work ethic, all those other things that come to you. The legacy of a family business is effort, work, godliness, and family.